Ladies and gentlemen, the final shape is nearly within our grasp. We are 2 bloody weeks away and oh, I am excited. I've been on that Pantheon wagon, started a Warlock and I'm getting all the exotics, fragments, aspects, etc. ready to rock and roll for the final shape. But enough about what I've been doing. You clicked on this video because you want to know what you need to be doing to prep for the final shape. I'm not here to waste your time, so let me clarify who this video is for. This is not for your day one raiders going in at contest mode, and at the same time, it's not for an individual who just wants to play the campaign on the standard difficulty and then dip. This video is for those who aren't like us weirdos and they know the feeling of touching grass. It's for those who want to give the final shape campaign a crack on legendary and they plan on staying around for a while afterwards. If you go into the final shape just for a standard campaign playthrough and that's it, honestly, you're sound. You can bounce. Go play all the campaigns to prep for the story, and maybe if you have time do the seasonal storylines, but you can probably also just watch a recap of those. But before you bounce, maybe drop a like on the video though, because I've saved you some time. I won't mind that. But for those who are defined as the casual, not the min-maxer, contest mode, day one raider, those that maybe took a break, or you just play very casually, this video, this is for you. So let's get into it. Here are the things that you need to be doing in these last 2 weeks before the final shape. Numero uno. Run those seasonal activities. Every single season and expansion is free with a capital F right now. On top of that, every single day after every reset, every daily reset, each run and activity will net you a red border weapon from that seasonal pool of loot. Meaning you can absolutely craft yourself a ton of weapons from those seasons, netting a red border weapon daily. I would say probably about 45 minutes a day for 4 seasonal activities, quickest from each season being Defiant Battlegrounds from Season of Defiance, Salvage from Season of the Deep, Savathûn Spire from Season of the Witch, and Riven's Lair from Season of the Wish. So, if you've got none, now's a great time to start. If you've got a few remaining, finish them up. Big recommendations on the weapons that I would be looking to prioritize if you're actually going to be picking those specific roles out. Eremite Fusion Rifle from Season of the Witch, Regnant from Defiance, Doom Partitioner from Season of the Wish, and Scatter Signal as Fusion Rifle. I'll go on and I'll throw in a few more until its return and Subjunctive 2. They are the ones I'd prioritize spending red borders on. Of course, you do not need every single weapon here crafted, but getting those at the minimum will leave you in a fine state for the final shape. Alongside this, goes without saying really, but finish up those seasonal quests. The final shape I'm sure will be friendly to newcomers and to returners to a degree, but Avengers Endgame is not the same if you didn't watch all 20 movies before it. You don't need the Destiny Mind Palace that's placed in by spraying, but you should absolutely play through the seasonal storylines, Season of the Witch being a particular favourite for me. Not to mention, Season of the Deep contains one of, if not the most integral cutscene in Destiny 2's history. We're at the end of a 10-year saga. The more you know, the more it'll hit. Though, I'm also sure that Byfie's got some kind of video or compilation out there of the most important moments of Destiny as a whole, this year's story. That is also a totally sound way of catching up on the story, and maybe actually better so that you can prepare gameplay-wise rather than narrative-wise for when you're actually playing the game. Unless every intricate story moment matters to you and you need to experience it, I'd probably place the seasonal stories at number 4 on this list. The next one is a little bit of a controversial one and people will disagree with me on this, but I am absolutely an advocate of it. Run Pantheon. This mode is around for 2 more weeks. I've done a whole dedicated video on why Pantheon is so good, linked in the description, and I fully believe everyone should experience this game mode. Of course, if you aren't an experienced raider and you don't know these encounters like the back of your own hand, don't join a group that's asking for experience. First of all, seek a Datto or Fallout Plays guide on the encounters, but there is so many fire teams out there that are willing to teach and guide. Keywords, not carrier, alright? I can't emphasize just how rewarding Pantheon is in terms of getting better as a player, but also in the loot that it provides. A full completion of the +5 version of Pantheon will net you either a Touch of Malice Exotic Scout Rifle or the Eyes of Tomorrow rocket launcher. Not just that, but completing the Triumph Rising High from Pantheon will grant you a Harrowed Zawuli's Bane with incandescent and explosive payload. We now know that these weapons will be enhanceable to enhanced perk traits in the final shape, and to me, Zawuli's Bane is the best ad clear legendary hand cannon in the game. Pantheon has taught me so much about encounters and damage strategies, synergizing and positioning. So yeah, run Pantheon for guide or a fire team that's willing to help. You will get incredible loot, but also it will enhance your capabilities as a Destiny player. I really do believe that. Numero 3. This is where personal experience comes in. If you're a casual, you'll likely only have one character. I've only ever played as a hunter in 1,000 hours of Destiny because I don't have time to grind out second characters. Every single expansion or every season and just keep leveling them up, and I've never really felt incentivized to do so, but now is the time to make that alt character you've been tempted to make. With the changes coming in Final Shape, Bungie are introducing account-wide power, meaning whatever your highest level character is at, your alt character's gear will drop around the same power level as your highest level character. So let's say in the Final Shape you get your Hunter all the way up to 2000, you switch over to your Warlock, gear is going to drop around 1995. Basically, you're not going to have to do the same shenanigans to get your Warlock up in the same way we have in the past. So what would I be doing in these 2 weeks with a new character? I can tell you exactly what I'll be doing, because I've been doing it. First of all, skip New Light, head over to Shaxx in the Hall of Champions, go to the chest to the left of him, pick up all the 1810 gear. I will blast through the 2 campaigns of Beyond Light and Lightfall on the standard difficulty to get Strand and Stasis. Spend any remaining legendary shards that you have on Glimmer so that you can buy all the aspects, grenades, fragments for Void, Arc, Solar and Stasis from the vendors. Grind Strand Mediations to complete all the Strand fragments. Visit Ikora to get the recommended exotics for your alt characters by a proper easy questline. And then, if you're looking to really go all out, you've got a bunch of time, grind those lost sectors at Master or Legend, or complete high difficulty Nightfalls to start filling out your exotic armor pieces. Again, that last part, it's not a rush before Final Shape, because you'll already have a main character that is raring to go, and Prismatic will have the exotic class item which is going to be coming after the raid, combining exotic pieces from different armors into one exotic armor piece. So I wouldn't sweat it. A few more tidbits I'd recommend. Finish off any seasonal exotic quests as they'll be going into the old content vault as far as I'm aware anyway. Whilst Pantheon may be going when the Final Shape arrives, Onslaught won't. But if you do want to get the shiniest of shiny rolls, whether that be a Recluse, Midnight Coup, Mountaintop, and you haven't got your shiny God roll yet and you really want one, you only have 2 more weeks to get the shiny rolls if you do care about getting one of your favourite Destiny 2 weapons in its shiniest form. If you're new to Destiny, or you're coming back, Onslaught contains some of the best in class weapons that you should absolutely get your hands on, shiny or not. Mountaintop, Midnight Coup for Barons. Maybe they massacred my Recluse. If you've got a good funnel web, I won't sweat the Recluse too much. I miss my boy. Other than that, Onslaught will be staying. So don't worry, your chances of a God Roll Mountaintop will not fly into the sunset this time. Maybe you're like me, you got an Edge Transit with Deconstruct, and now you got to scramble to get a new one since Deconstruct is being nerfed in the Final Shape. Again, a free mode that will remain free, so just some nice to have weapons heading into the Final Shape. Last couple of recommendations for you. It's the last 2 weeks of free Bright Dust in the Eververse store, so make sure you're claiming that each week. Claim any season pass items from the previous season. You can do so via the Destiny app or Bungie.net. That is the guide for how casual should spend these last few weeks prepping for the Final Shape, in order of how I would prioritise it all. It sounds like a lot, but breaking it down bit by bit, maybe you want to do a new character and then run Pantheon. Honestly, it's all sound, it's just personal opinion. These are just my recommendations. It won't make or break Final Shape, it's just how I will prepare if you had the time to do those things. If I've missed anything out that you'd strongly recommend a casual player does before the Final Shape, let's hear it in the comments. Sound off down there. Let's help everyone out as much as we can do. If this guide was helpful, I'd love to hear that too. Anyway, If you enjoyed this, I've got a huge Destiny video in the works to mark the release of Final Shape and 10 years of Destiny, so if you are looking for more Destiny 2 content, please do consider subscribing. If this guide was helpful to you, dropping a like would be extremely appreciated. Other than that, I hope you have a terrific day, and I'll catch you in the next one.